All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour, where the Taliban have now seized control of the 10th provincial capital in Afghanistan. According to a senior lawmaker, it is the historic city of Ghazni that has been captured by the Taliban. Now, in just the past 1 week, the Taliban have managed to rapidly gain ground. In a statement, the head of the Provincial Council, Nasir Ahmed Fakhiri, has said that the Taliban have taken control of the key areas of Ghazni. They've taken under their control the governor's office, the police headquarters, and also the prison. And this development is extremely worrying for the Afghan forces because Ghazni, remember, is just about 150 kilometers away from the Afghan capital, Kabul. Now, not even 24 hours ago, the Taliban, remember, had captured the city of Faizabad, located in northern Afghanistan. The Afghan security forces and the Taliban had been engaged in intense fighting in the region for a few days, and both sides have suffered some very heavy losses. Before this, the Taliban had also captured Pul-e-Khumri, the capital of the Baghlan province. It is located just about 200 kilometers north of Kabul. The Afghan lawmaker Mamoor Ahmed Zai has said that after about 2 hours of intense fighting, the security forces were overpowered and then had to retreat. The governor's office and also the police headquarters were captured. So this is, of course, the latest major gain that the Taliban have made, where they've managed to capture the historic city of Ghazni. And the Taliban fighters, we're given to understand, have now overpowered the Afghan security forces who were armed and trained by the Americans. You can look at these Humvees which the Americans had given the Afghan security forces. But despite the kind of armaments that were supplied by the Americans, the Afghan Taliban, with the ragtag weapons that they have at their disposal, are said to have managed to have captured the historic city of Ghazni, which is just about 150 kilometers from the capital, Kabul. But remember, Ghazni is the 10th provincial capital that the Taliban have now managed to capture. To a very large extent, the rural hinterland of Afghanistan is largely controlled by the Taliban. The Afghan government had said that as a part of its strategy, it was trying to ensure that the fortifications of the provincial cities and also the urban areas, the densely, thickly populated urban areas, they were much more secured. But the way the war is playing out on the ground in Afghanistan, where in battle after battle, the Taliban forces seem to be much more motivated, and despite the weapons that are available at their disposal, seem to be gaining grounds on the Afghan army that has been trained and also armed by the Americans with their machinery. Where the Taliban will be sitting across the table with representatives of the Afghan government. The two sides will be trying to talk of some sort of a political negotiation. But the question, of course, is whether the Taliban is able to gain territory in this manner, where they're able to beat the Afghan forces hollow despite the best efforts which the Afghan forces seem to be putting up, and despite the air support which the Afghans have been getting against the Taliban still have been managing to win one city after another. So out of the 34 provincial capitals, the 10th provincial capital, the historic city of Ghazni, has now fallen to the Taliban fighters.
Well, fighting seems to continue in Afghanistan and Taliban have overrun 9 provincial capitals in the past 6 days. Just a while back, the Taliban have claimed their 10th provincial capital, the province of Ghazni, and its capital, Ghazni city. But this is the claim for now. This has not been independently verified as yet. That would make the 10th, if only this is verified, that would make the 10th provincial capital to fall to the Taliban. Ghazni is in the eastern side of Afghanistan. That is about 150 kilometers kilometers from where I am in Kabul. It's about a 3 hours drive. In the past 24 hours, the Afghan government has claimed to have killed more than 400 plus Taliban men in its attacks. This is a claim that has been rebutted by the Afghan Taliban spokesperson. Additionally, if I talked to you yesterday, we saw that key meeting of President Ashraf Ghani with former warlords or uprising militia leaders, as they say it, in Mazar-e-Sharif, where they had vowed that they would do utmost to ensure that the country is protected. We saw a change of command yesterday as well in the Afghan army, where General Ahmad Zai, the then army chief, had been sacked and has been replaced by General Ali Zai, who was leading the operations in Helmand and precisely in Lashkar Gah. If I talk to you about the situation in Lashkar Gah, the Taliban now seem to have control of 90% of the city, whereas only a handful of government forces remain in the city of Lashkar Gah, who are seeking refuge in police in the governor house, and they are waiting for reinforcements to arrive. Anas Malik in Kabul, Afghanistan for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.